Andrew Schlag is about to enter the deal room. Over 500 deals closed and 10 years of experience. This is the room where deals get structured, money gets made, and closers are created.
Hello, and welcome to there we go, the deal room. You're in the right place, and there's a note I want to give you as we start off, and that is, as you're a killer closer, as you're becoming the creative closer that you know you are, deal with what emerges. What do I mean by that? For those of you who had to log out and log back in, our system had glitched, causing the go live to not be live streaming. It was showing on our end, but it wasn't streaming out. As soon as it brought to our attention, we done a reset, and now we're live. Except understand that in business, nothing ever goes as planned. And I share this because we're getting ready to dial some sellers. I have no clue what's going to happen. I'm going to be dialing Bev sellers. Type in the chat if you have submitted a lead for all of our coaching students. Just type in the chat if you have submitted a lead. Something that I want to point out as well is a couple of you yesterday, for those of you who are on the daily dials right now, where I'm closing your leads every day. Some of you yesterday had been asking to call your leads today, so you'll type in the chat and remind me if I told you that, so that we can make sure we get to those. I have a list in front of me. We're going to be calling Bev's lead. We're going to be calling Judith's lead. We're going to be calling, looks like we got a lead from Lynn, a lead from Carmen, a lead from Brian, a lead from Marilyn. So we're going to dial. We're going to get some people on the phone. Type in the chat, how's your energy? 1 out of 10. How's your energy? Something that I want to see for each of you is understanding this business at a level that just gives you the confidence to go ahead and dial. I just say smile and dial. Nothing goes as planned. Sellers will throw curveballs at you. Buyers will throw curveballs at you. We're in process right now, and I want to share this because I think it's going to be a very powerful segment if you're brand new, especially the business. But Judith sends over a lead, and she's one of our mastermind members, Joe and Judith. Shout out to Joe and Judith. And send over a lead and says, hey, I want to partner with you on this. I said, cool. So we dial it, we negotiate it, we contract it, and we find out now it's in title search. It's in the title search phase, and we find out that it has an extra, they say, between $15,000 and $20,000 of liens on it. Well, a lot of times sellers are not the most transparent about situations, but I called the seller, and I believe they genuinely didn't know they had liens on the property. So what do? We immediately go to work to help them. Say, all right, how can we help you get these liens figured out? Either A, that you pay out of your proceeds, or B, can we even guide you to get a discount? And so our objective here as a business owner is selling is serving. Write it down, type it in the chat. Selling is serving. Our objective here as a business owner is to find sellers and solve their problems. Sometimes these sellers just need to net more money over time. Sometimes they need to sell fast. Sometimes they need debt relief. There's a whole list of things that can happen, but selling is serving. All right, I'm going to look through some of the comments, and then we're going to start dialing. If you're ready, give me a yes in the chat. Looking through the comments, Lynn's submitted leads. Heck yeah. Beverly, way to go. Amanda's technical issues can strike anyone at any time. Amen to that. Manifest your dream life. That looks like Tracy in the picture, though. Forgive me if I'm incorrect about that. I submitted today. Heck yeah. Amanda's a 9. Kay's a 10. Lynn's a 10. Manifest is a 12, assuming that's Tracy. Veronica's a 10. Carol, been a productive day. It's a 10. It's so good to see you, Carol. So glad you're here. Way to go, way to go, way to go. All right, let's start dialing. Selling is serving. We're going to dive in, and we're going to start calling these sellers. We don't know what's going to happen. You know, I know the same amount you do right now. I see a lead come up. I see this seller now. His name is Jermaine. It looks like Bev believes on a quick search it's worth $250. Average rent in this area is $1,500. The debt left on the mortgage is $119. By the way, guys, when you're on here, get you a notebook, get you a pen and paper, and take notes. You're going to notice things I say. You're going to notice nuances. You're going to notice questions I ask. And this is a whole masterclass. Text this link to friends and family and get them on here too. By the way, we're doing some revamps to this deal room that are very exciting. You're going to want to be a part of. So stay tuned for some special announcements over the next few weeks. One more note. As I'm dialing here, we're dialing Jermaine now. If you have not already got your tickets, or if you've got your tickets and you haven't got your spot reserved, make sure you have your room reserved for August 2021-22 to join us in Cincinnati. We have a very jam-packed 3 days. I'm going to be calling your leads there too, live in the room with you in person. So bring lots of leads. And
please leave your message for.
If you don't have your tickets already, or if you have them and you need to get registered, email grow@truca.com. That's GROW at Truca, TRUKA.com. And let them know that you want to get to that event. All right, Jermaine did not answer. Now we're calling Tracy's lead in Oakland, California. I'm willing to do a 90-day lease option. Okay, 90 days not long enough, but who knows? Time and circumstance changes every seller's mind. So we're going to see what Mr. Eric is up to. Now you're going to notice me looking off to the side sometimes. I have a screen on either side of me. And what I do is I often, if I have questions about the property, I will just go on Zillow and I will pull it up. So I have a picture in front of me, or at least some information to start with, in addition to what you've put here. And so shout out to you, Tracy. I know you're brand new to our world, and way to go, just hopping in, submitting a lead and seeing what happens. It's unlikely the first one's the deal, except you never get to the deal if you don't start with the first one. So let's dial.
The person you have dialed is not able to receive calls at this time.
Well, darn. They got to answer the phone. We're going to try it again. This is Eric. Do. 2 notes. If you aren't already doing it, make sure you are calling and speaking to a minimum of 3 sellers every single day.
Hello?
Eric, it's Andrew calling you back on your 108th house. How you doing?
I'm good. How you doing?
I'm good, man. Did I catch you at a good time?
Yeah. I'm just driving in traffic. What's going on?
Oh, cool, man. Cool. Gotta love the traffic.
Yeah, for sure.
I think you talked to my partner, Tracy, and we was interested in that property over there, but had a couple questions. Does it look pretty much like the pictures on Zillow, or have you done some updates since then, or what's the backstory?
I have to look to see what my partner put up on Zillow, so I don't want to say yes. I don't want to say no.
Yep.
I'm not sure if she updated the pictures or not.
Okay, cool. Look from the photos, but either way, it looks like it's in good shape. Just needs some updates. Is that a pretty accurate description?
Yeah. So for sure, it's got good bones on it. It's built in the 30s.
Yeah.
But it's most definitely outdated. I mean, everything's outdated. Flooring, kitchen, bathrooms, rooms. You're pretty much gonna have to go through and redo everything. I would.
Yeah. Okay. And then for the purchase price, you're asking $599. Is that flexible if we can agree on all the details?
Yeah, it's most definitely flexible. We're actually, I brought it back to the table to the sellers about decreasing. I'm getting all tongue-tied. Decreasing the price.
Yeah.
But they haven't gotten back to me yet on what that decrease will be.
Got it. Okay. And then what do you think I would have to put in this thing to get it up and running, get it in tip-top shape?
Honestly, man, I'm not an expertise when it comes to rehabbing.
Yep.
Just to be honest, but if I was to be honest, I would say probably maybe like 120,000.
Yeah.
Because from the looks of it, it depends on what you're going to do with the shed/garage that's in the back. I had another investor come by that lives in the area. He said he turned his into an ADU.
Hello
But,
there, Mimi. Nice to
there's a
see
back
you.
staircase that leads from one of the rooms upstairs. He gutted his
So they're
off
definitely
and
overpriced. This
just
is a
extended
wholesaler,
out to like an
obviously
extra
looking to
patio
sell it.
area to come hang out.
Interesting,
But
though.
the floors are going to have to be redone.
House right behind it
There
with
is
way less square foot.
There's a big basement
Just sold for
downstairs.
$785.
That's literally like the size of 2 rooms. You're going to have to redo the flooring down there. You obviously got to put new baseboards. I would most definitely touch up on a paint job. I would redo all the floorings. I would redo the stairs. There's stairs that come from the basement into the first level, stairs that go up to the second level or third level, whichever one you want to call number 1, where there's 2 rooms and a bathroom, and then there's another level with the last 2 rooms. So we'll replace all the stairs going upstairs because it's a pretty big house at 21, 25 square feet.
Yeah.
But it's also in a sense like 4 levels.
Now, in terms of the after repaired value, is this a $800,000 house, or could it push higher with that much square foot, in your opinion?
So it's a tricky one to say.
Yeah.
I found one in the area that sold for about I think it sold for like 760, 780, but it was a little bit smaller.
Yeah.
Right. So this is one of the bigger ones in the area. There's not a lot of 4 bedrooms in the area. Most of the house over there are 3s and 2s, and then 1 3-bedroom was close to this in price, but it needed upgrades as well. But it's a tad bit bigger than his house. I can't remember if it was more rooms or not, but I know it was bigger square foot wise. But it's kind of hard to run comps because it's only 4 in the area.
Yeah. I see that. I see the one that sold for $785 that you're referencing. But yeah, it's a weird comp area because you got them all the way down to 400, all the way up to 1.1. But tough finding comps. Okay.
Yeah.
What in terms of seller's flexibility? Why is the seller selling this? Do you know?
It's a house that they inherited, and they're just pretty much just getting rid of it.
Mm-hmm.
They have a couple people that are on the trust that is going to be paid out of it. So everybody's just trying to sell it and part their ways with the house. Nobody want to put any money to upgrade it or fix it.
Okay, makes sense. Now, would the seller, is there a mortgage on it, or it's free and clear?
No, I think they owe, I think about 30,000, something like that.
Oh, okay. All right, just a little bit.
Yeah. So it'll be paid off once it sells.
Would they be, because, we do 2 things. We do fix and flips sometimes. And, of course, we'd be looking for that price to be bumped down a bit to accomplish that. And the other way we might be able to do it even at this price is if they'd be willing to do some owner finance. Do you know if they'd be open to giving us some time to pay them off?
They're not going to do any terms.
Yeah.
They want to just sell it straight out.
Got it. Okay. All right. They need the money for something specific?
Just whatever it is that they're going to do, but they're not going to do any terms, though.
Yeah, got it. Okay. All right. What if we sent over a offer that started in the high 4s or low 5s? Would we be wasting our time?
Honestly, 4s maybe yes.
Okay.
Low 5s maybe not. Just to be honest.
Okay.
Because I don't know what they're going to come back with the price drop.
Yeah. Okay.
And so I know for sure they're going to try to keep it in the 5s. I just don't know where in the 5s. Right now we're priced at, call it 600,000. So
exactly.
They
Yeah.
may come back at 550, 539, whatever. I don't know yet. I'm giving them a little bit of time to kind of figure out what they want to do with the price point. But honestly, to tell you the truth, man, just send over whatever offer that you guys are thinking, and I'll present it to them. And then whatever that they want to do from there, I can always follow up with you and just let you know what they say or their feedback.
Okay, cool. And just to clarify, you're this is a wholesaler, right? Listing agent. Okay, so you're the realtor.
Agent, yeah.
Got it. Okay. All right, makes perfect sense. Okay, cool. That's perfect, brother. We will. Tracy and I are going to brainstorm here, look at some more numbers, and we'll get back with you sometime tomorrow with what we're thinking on a number. Okay.
Okay, all good. Appreciate it.
All right. Appreciate you, brother. Talk soon.
Take care.
Bye for now.
All right, bye.
All right, let's go. All right. Question for you. Let's see who we got. Selling is serving. That's what I'm talking about. Tracy, is this, I don't know. I know you're new to our community, and congratulations. I know you just bought tickets for the event, so very excited to have you there and meet you in person. Have you, or do you want to Very broad question. Fix and flip. Because if you're brand new, I would say quick flip, wholesale this, or get the heck away from it, because I would not recommend anybody take on a $100,000 flip on their first $100,000 rehab on their first property. However, if you have experience in that, you know what you're getting into, then it sounds like you could get a potentially good deal on this. But type it in the chat if you've done flips before and you want to take on that punishment. God bless you. Or if you're new and you would follow that guidance on this. We can talk on Zoom tomorrow on the Daily Dials, Tracy, and go over what it is that our options would be, what your options would be for putting in an offer. And there's several strategies I have here. I'm going to break down my thoughts on this. Judas, welcome. Good on you being here. I just spoke to your buyer and, your seller on the deal we're partnered on. And great news is she looked at one of our houses. It looks like we're going to be able to work out a trade on one of our houses. All right. If you're ready for another dial, actually, you know what? If you're ready for a breakdown of this deal, of my thought process on it, give me a yes in the chat. All right. Smiling and dialing. We have time for another one. So there's a few things that I'm going to break out here in this deal that Tracy has sent in. Number one, the upside. I brought it up on Zillow as I was on the phone with a seller. Again, I do no pre-research on these deals by design because I want you to see exactly how I deal with these in real time. I knew nothing about the property. I'll look through the list just so I see the notes that whoever submitted the lead put in. But other than that, I have no information. And so a shout out to Gail. Thank you, Gail, for getting this message out there on our glitch so everybody could show up regarding our technology challenge. Please make sure you update Tracy's lead, Eric, of that conversation we just had, Gail, in my sheet. So we have that. There's three things that come to mind immediately about this property. Number one, it appears to be totally livable. The pictures, now, of course, livable and renovated are two very different things. But the pictures look very livable. It looks like it's just a dated house, which is in perfect alignment with it's an inherited property, right? It's an inherited property, very common. So perfectly livable. That's the first thing that went through my mind. This doesn't appear to be a major gut job. Now, something he said that brought me a little pause was it was built in 1930, right? And that brings me a little bit of pause because it's like, 1930, there may be, who knows what. There could be old time wiring. There could be all sorts of challenges that come along with it being an old house, but also maybe updated. So number one is it appears to be completely livable. Number two, it appears to be one of the bigger houses in the area. Now, it's a weird comp situation. What I mean by that is, for anybody who's new, this is how I do quick comps. I try to find 3 properties that were sold in the last preferably 90 days, but under 6 months in very close vicinity without any major roadways or waterways between them. And then just in 30 to 60 seconds, have a good guide of what I think this property could be worth. So nice to see you here, Miranda. Welcome in. So we're having this conversation. I'm looking at the photos, and I noticed they're asking $599. He says it needs 100 to 120. It's 2,000 square foot house, 2125 to be exact. So if it's a 2,000 square foot house, my mind immediately goes, and I'm moving fast because I want to get more dials in, but I feel like this is important. My mind immediately goes to, okay, 2,000 house for 2,000 square foot house for round numbers, and he says $50 a square foot for renovation. $100,000 to renovate a 2,000 square foot house is $50 a square foot for renovation. He's probably not far off. So $100K for rehab. Good. Now, the biggest question mark is, what the heck is this thing worth? Which I'm looking and I'm seeing a house. Ours is 2,125 square feet, subject property. And I'm seeing a house with 1,685 square feet that sold for $785. Wait a second. If there is a house that sold for 785, a couple streets over, that is 600 square feet less, that might mean ours is worth more. There's another $1.1 million house, but it doesn't look like it's comparable. It has special. In other words, if you're seeing a house that sold for $1.1 million, but the lot's way bigger, well, that's not comparable. If you're seeing a house that sold for $800,000, but it was 5 bedrooms and yours is 4, then that's not comparable. So just continue to ask yourself, like, okay, what's the play here? What am I doing? And is this working? Is this making sense? So number 1, I noticed it appeared to be livable. Number 2, I noticed that it's hard to comp, but it very well could be a $7, $8, maybe $850,000 house. Number 3, you notice motivation. Type in the chat, motivation. Did you notice his motivation? Of course, he's a realtor. Not his motivation, but their motivation was immediately. Write it down if you're taking notes. Would it be a waste of time to send? Now, why did I say to send? Because if it was a seller, I would just ask what they're thinking and we would have just had it out right there. But since it's a realtor, I said, would I be wasting my time to send you an offer that's in the high 4s? If I just said 400, I might insult him. Or low 5s. Motivation. If I said low 5s or high 4s, I have softened him to the 400s number without insulting him and alienating him of like, anybody'd give me 400. What are you talking about, goofball? Like, I don't want him to have that reaction, but at the same time, I want to see where he's at. And notice it wasn't a negative knee-jerk reaction. It was actually very positive. Yeah, it might be worth putting something over in the high 5s. I don't think 4s would cut it. Cool. Open the door. So I asked the question, would it be a waste of time? So he knows I'm going to say something that could be as insulting. Notice how I kept pushing him on the terms thing, and he kept saying no. I dare say that is an inaccurate description. If I can get on the phone with the sellers, there's a 50-50 shot whether we convert them to a term seller. But there's a 50-50 shot whether we ever get on the phone with them. So we'll find out. So those are the things that go through my mind as we're doing this. Note tomorrow on the Zoom, we'll discuss this together. Tracy will brainstorm what fits for you. Because again, that's what's important. We'll brainstorm what fits for you in front of everybody. And then we'll go over the next steps and how you can submit that offer. And if you need help on funding, you've got the funding together or whatever else might be. All right. Miranda says he's thinking of commission and is considering it. Otherwise, he wouldn't even send to the owner. This is very true. Twofold offer. Write it down if you're taking notes. We'll get another dial in here. Twofold offer. Why twofold offer? Something important to note on this twofold offer strategy is I will not only send this cash offer if Tracy wants to tomorrow. I'm going to recommend she sends a cash offer. Maybe the cash offer is $500, let's say. Or terms, meaning an owner finance offer where she pays the realtor's commission up front for $600. In other words, if the realtor clearly understands he's getting commission on $600K instead of $500K, let's say his commission's 3%. 3% on $600K is an extra $3,000 above 3% on $500K. If he knows that he's going to get paid up front, he's motivated to properly present the owner finance offer, and they're motivated to go, well, crap. If I'm just going to put this, let's say it's $500 and $600. If I'm just going to put this $500K to work, there's not a lot of places I'm going to turn $500K to $600K if they're thinking passive investments, right? In a year. So they're thinking, gosh, 20% for the year for me giving them a year or two to cash me out, maybe it's worth that extra $100K. So it sparks interest, sparks intrigue. So twofold offer is a key of getting lots of deals. All right, we're going to call this lead. Looks like we have a lead here. This is Andrew Murphy. This is Judas' lead. See if we can get another person on the phone before we run out of time. My goodness, time flies when we're doing this. This is so fun. Guys, I want to point out that this is the thing that makes this business work. Have conversations. Ask questions. get through the nose. In other words, sometimes I'll have somebody come to me and they're getting discouraged or overwhelmed, saying, hey, I'm tired of dialing. And I'll set their new metric as saying you have to get 3 no's a day. Why? Because somebody's going to tell you yes and screw it up. And you're like, darn, I got to go get another no now.
Hello.
Hey, it's Andrew calling you back about your house on Indiana.
Okay.
Is Andrew around? Or would you be the person I talk to about that?
You might have the wrong number.
Oh, okay.
Because I don't know what you're talking about. I mean, my house is for sale, but I haven't talked to anybody.
Is it on East Indiana?
No.
No. Okay. Well, I is it in Evansville?
Yes.
Okay. Well, is it investment property or your personal home, or what's the situation?
It's my personal home.
Okay. Okay, cool.
I'm sorry. I'm picking my son up from school.
Oh, you're good. You're good. Well, if you got 2 minutes, I'll ask. Me and my partner, we was meant to call somebody on a house on East Indiana Street who'd reached out to us yesterday about their house for sale, and obviously got the wrong number. But we're picking up a couple more investment properties before the end of the year. Where's your house located?
It's on Maryland Street by Helfrich School.
Maryland Street. Okay. What are you asking for it?
There we go. Sorry, can you hear me?
Oh, yes. Now I can.
Okay. Sorry, it switched to my car.
What are you asking for it?
$250.
$250. Okay. And does it need any work, or is it in top shape, or?
No, I mean, it's in good shape. Everything, there's no issues.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
And then go ahead.
Would you be able to, do you have like an investment company or?
Yeah. We just, me and my partners called Diamond Valley Homes. We just pick up a few properties there every year, and we buy them either, we pay cash at a discount, but most time it's nicer homes like yours, and we just pay a good price. We're not realtors, so there's no commission. And I would be buying it from you, paying you over a certain agreed amount of time, and then, we turn around and rent them and then sell them, after a couple of years, and make a profit from the appreciation. How long have you been looking to sell this?
A few months. We're buying land and building. So.
Oh, nice. Where are you building at?
On west side.
Heck yeah.
Further west side. Yeah.
I love the west side. That's cool. You already got the land bought?
Yes. Yeah.
Nice. Subdivision or country?
Nope, out in the country. It's currently got corn on it.
Oh my gosh, that's what I'm talking about. Living the life. That's cool. When will that be done?
Well, we won't start until we sell our house because we need the money for the construction loan. So. Got
it. Okay. Is this one free and clear, or is there a lot of equity in it, or what's the story on that?
I mean, we've got equity, a good amount of equity for sure, but we still owe on it as well.
What if we bought it from you? I don't know the equity amount, but what if we bought it from you and gave you some cash for some of your equity up front, the rest when we resell it, and covered your mortgage, and freed you up to be able to go start your new place? Would that work for you? Just kind of, it's a delayed cash sale is what that is.
Yeah, I have no clue because I've never really looked into that before. Could I give you my email?
Sure.
That'd be helpful since I'm driving, and then I can kind of.
Yeah, we'll go back and forth and email. You can ask any questions you have for us, and then would it just be you selling it? Is it you and a spouse, a partner?
My spouse. Yeah.
Okay. Very cool. Very cool. What's your best email?
It's F as in Frank, R, A as in Apple, N as in Nancy, T, Z, J, A @gmail.com.
Okay. And then what was your name?
Jennifer.
And your husband's name?
Jonathan
and Jennifer. What's your last name, Jennifer?
Hargis.
Okay. I lived in Evansville for years. So I didn't know if we'd met. Okay, cool. If there about how much equity are you expecting to get out of this? Is a debt?
So we owe about 130.
Okay, so about half. Okay, and if you and Jonathan, of course, heard offer and agreed on it, what do you think? Oh, by the way, what's your monthly payment on that 130?
Oh, I couldn't tell. I know my full payment, but that's including insurance and taxes, property taxes.
Okay, what's that amount?
I don't know. We pay about 11-ish a month.
Okay, so if we was to, probably the way we would do it is agree on a price, because we're going to walk through before we close on it. Make sure everything lines up because it looks beautiful. Online, I pulled it up here. It's $26.61, right?
Yes.
Okay. So it looks beautiful. So somebody looks like the pictures, we'd be good with the condition. I would be looking to buy it, pay the closing. Of course, we'd close with our real estate attorney, so it's done right. And we would just agree on what's the least amount we could pay the day we close, and then start covering your mortgage. And then once we resell it here down the line, that's when we would pay the mortgage off in full and pay you the amount left due to you and Jonathan.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. If you could just kind of shoot me an email,
Yep.
kind of give me a rundown of that again, so I can kind of look at it a little bit more.
Yeah. I know I caught you out on a drive, so not the best
Yeah.
timing, but I appreciate that. And we're definitely interested. 3-bed, 2-bath, 2,800 square feet, just down the road. I have another one on West Maryland. And we love that area. So I know I thought I was calling somebody else about a different house, but that's intriguing, and that fits our buy box perfectly. So I'll send you an email. I'll actually probably come from my partner here later today or tomorrow, and then we'll reconvene either later in the week or next week. Cool?
Okay, sounds good.
Awesome. Thanks, Jennifer. Talk soon. Bye for now. All right. If you could note that down for me, Gail. Way to go. So this is a beautiful home, 3-bed, 2-bath. Judith, I know you're in our mastermind. You have my cell phone number. Text me the number to that East Indiana lead I was trying to call, because the number associated with that lead is not the correct one. And Gail, if you could move the phone number that's associated with East Indiana to the Maryland Street lead, thank you so much. This is, guys, I'm telling you, and I'm glad that happened for your listening benefit, because so many times, what do? We make up crap in our mind. Oh, I need all the facts. I need to do a deep dive. I didn't even know I was calling about this house. This is the wrong number for the wrong house, right? Like, I was calling about East Indiana, but you see how we ask questions and we figure out what the heck we're doing. I had zero information, and I just kept asking questions. A lot of people there would have been like, oh, I'm sorry, wrong number, click. Or somebody else would have been like, oh, what's the address of your house? And suddenly they're like, well, if you're calling about my house, like, what's going on, right? So understand, it's just asking questions. Normalize everything and ask questions. You notice how I worked in rapport. Type it in the chat. Natural rapport. Natural rapport. Miranda says, I'm not going to lie, that was awesome. Thank you, Miranda. I appreciate that. It was my first call. I'm kidding. So for all of you, it's just building normal rapport. You notice how I said, oh, cool, West Maryland. I love that. And absolute truth. We have another house on West Maryland. So I'm using a fact to plant a seed. So, oh my goodness, I like that area, Jennifer. What's your last name? Oh, cool. Okay. I was wondering if we met. I lived there for years. I did live there for years. I do have a house on West Maryland. Now, you say, but Andrew, easy for you to say, you've done hundreds of deals in this town. Yes. And believe me, I'm calling deals every freaking day in towns I don't have 100 deals in. So it's just finding the rapport you can get and asking questions. Okay. So get to the point. Ask questions. Let's dial one more. This is Carmen's lead. This is Brian. Sleepy Hollow. Sounds like it's in Kentucky, but it's in North Carolina. That's funny. Wanting to sell because I have another double wide being delivered on an 11-acre lot. Cannot do Sub 2 because current loan needs to be paid off to qualify for new one. He wants 180, 190 cash. Bev and I spoke with local realtor, and that is not realistic. Mobile homes in tippy top shape in that area going for 215. We're willing to do 140 or 150 cash. He said he received another offer for 130 that he was insulted by. He needs to be level set on what is actually going to happen in the market. Roof is 8 years old. All right, let's see if Brian answers. If so, great. If not, I have one more lesson either way that I need to give you guys before we wrap. Shout out to all you guys for being here. And we have a lot of exciting things in the works, but I'm telling you, this is where money's made. Natural rapport, that's right. Steve says, I'm a quiz. Met whiz, that's funny. Judas says one of my company info.
Your call has been forwarded to voicemail. The person you're trying.
So I'm going to give you guys a couple more lessons. I'm going to be dialing on the course of the Daily Dials tomorrow. Again, if you do not have your tickets to come join me in Cincinnati, August 2021-22, email grow@truca.com. Somebody type that email in the chat. Make sure you are registered. If you have tickets, Paul needs to know you're coming so we can get the right amount of chairs and the right amount of things. If you don't have tickets, well, we will get you tickets figured out as soon as you email grow@truca.com. And so make sure you email, somebody type it in the chat, grow@truka.com. I'm going to pause till I see it pop up in the chat. I know the sound is delayed by a moment, so I'm pausing. All right, this is my pause. Testing 1, 2, 3. Grow@truca.com. 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 All right, this is good. Thank you. For all of you, the objective here is to get to the conclusion. What's the conclusion? What's the least she'll take on price? What's the least she'll take a month? Usually we buy with nothing down. You notice since this house, this situation, come about the way it did, it leaves the door open. It leaves the door open for a lot of questions, except who realizes that she wasn't yet ready to have the conversation about monthly payment price. She was more worried about what's your company name. She was more worried about all the details and gosh, would I even do this? I haven't even heard of this yet. So know that you're introducing perhaps something new to this person that they've never heard of before. And in a 5-minute phone call, you're warming them up to the idea and follow up. So there's 3 conclusions that's going to come on every single call. I want you to get used to a lot. The 3 conclusions are, number 1, the dream conclusion, the one you're always going for, which is send out a purchase agreement. Send out a purchase agreement. So that's the first objective. If we can send out a purchase agreement, I realize here that when you try to put that email in because it's a domain that it's not showing up for other people. So I put it in there. If it's not showing up, just write it down. Grow@truca, TRUKA.com. So thank you guys for those of you who was trying to type it in or typed it in, but it's not showing up for the other people. So number 1, the dream conclusion, which is send over a purchase agreement and get the freaking thing signed. Number 2, the other most rapid but also unlikely conclusion. So understand that we're just moving our chances toward the likelihood of a contract. So on rare occasion, somebody's going to say, yes, send me a purchase agreement. Done. On rare occasion, somebody's going to cuss you out, say, never call me again. Done. And then there's that 80 to 90% in the middle. That 80 to 90% is the conversation we just had. It's called the follow-up. So what's the conclusion? For her, she just needed to wrap her head around it. And normally I would continue pushing that conversation to find out the hot buttons, except you guys could tell, as same as I did. She was picking up her kid, I believe she said, from school, and you could tell she was in the middle of something. So she was kind of re-asking questions and then like, oh, yes, and then kind of trying to get me an email. So I knew that I could keep pushing, but I was going to lose her. So instead, I say, cool. So I'm going to send an email. What's the email going to say? Actually, Judith will. The email is simply going to say, hey there. My name, my company name. It was great chatting with you. Per our discussion, we would be buying the house from you on some sort of owner finance deal. We buy the house. We agree on a down payment. We cover your debt. We close our real estate attorney until we pay you off in an agreed time. When would be a good time for you, Jennifer, and Jonathan and me to hop on a call to discuss the potential details? So while I prefer every single time to get to a verbal agreement, when it's not possible, what's the objective? Get to a follow-up. Now, if you say to her, hey there, Jennifer, and by the way, I'm telling you, if you're sending out these types of messages, you're killing your business. Hey, Jennifer, I want to buy the house. I want to buy it with owner financing. I'm going to put nothing down, and I'm going to cover your $1,100 a month for the next 30 years. You're never going to hear from Jennifer again. Why? I don't know that that's what works for her. Maybe it does. And if so, we'll get to that. But maybe it doesn't. And so if she says, hey, I'll do all of the things except I need $10K down, well, gosh, you killed the deal by putting in the email that you would do nothing down. But maybe she was okay with nothing down, but she doesn't want to do 30 years. She wants to do 5 or less. Well, now you killed the deal because you said 30. So understand, we ask questions and we answer questions with questions. That's the whole name of the game. All right. You guys are in the right place. The Wednesday deal room is hopping. We are just getting started. I have so much fun hanging out with you guys. Thanks for bearing with us. Even with the technical challenges, we still have a great showing today. We got more leads. We're going to be dialing tomorrow on the daily dials in the Zoom room. For everyone else who's not part of that daily dials, who hasn't invested in the education portion, we'll see you next Wednesday, same place, same time. Remember, if you don't already booked for the event, August 20, 21, 22, tattoo it on your forehead. Get the tickets. Grow at Truca.com. I'll see you next Wednesday, same place, same time. It's going to be bigger. It's going to be better. And we're going to have even more awesome deals because we are just getting started. Thanks for being here, guys. Bye for now.